I'm glad you could tune in and enjoy this video maybe. Excuse me. I'm making a cross slide stop for when you're threading. It'll be adjustable for different threading dimensions, and you'll have a finger that hits it when you move forward to 0 again. When you back out and then back away and back in again, you'll hit your 0. Pretty simple. I'll show you here in a minute, but I'll show you some drawings I made. There's really not every bit of the measurements on these drawings because I wasn't sure exactly at different heights and where they're going to go, and so this is kind of hit and miss on this, but I will take you through the rest of progress. I did some of it just to get started, to take a look and see if this is going to work okay, and I believe it is. Now it's a little tough to get everything to line up just right on the cross slide because it's just a casting, so you don't have any machine surfaces to work with, so you got to do some shimming and adjusting and stuff to get the 3/8 shafting, which is a piece of drill rod. That's what we're going to use for the stop piece that is adjustable. And I'll show you that in a minute, but I'll show you these plans right now that I've made up and get an idea of what I'm going to do. All right, here's some of the drawings that I made, or the drawing I made. Hopefully you can see that. I'll enlarge it a little bit when I edit here, but this is going to be a piece of 1 inch on both ends, threaded 5/16, 18. One of them I've got on there already. The one end is just a guide. It'll slide back and forth with a cross slide. The other one will be anchored on the back of the carriage, and it'll have a set screw in it to lock this piece of drill rod in place, so you can set the stop on this end when you get your 0 set on your threading tool, and then there'll be a finger on the front of the cross slide that'll hit this and stop back at 0 each time. When you back away, you can come right back in again. I'll take you over and show you what I did so far. It looks like it's pretty good, and we'll get started on doing the other piece. I can get you involved in that one. This one here, I had to do a lot of messing around to get, set up and working right, so we'll go from here on that. All right, here's what I did so far. This is my drill rod, 3/8, and this is just a guide that'll slide back and forth with a cross slide across the 3/8 drill rod, just to keep it in place. And then I'm going to make a finger across the front here. I had one on the other side that would operate up against a magnetic indicator to set certain settings just accurately. But the other end, move you over here, I've got a magnet holding that in place, getting the height just right in the distance. This will have, into the carriage, will have a piece just like the other end, but it'll have a set screw in the top to lock this bar in place to use it as a stop. And I'm trying to keep it as close as I can to the cross slide here so it won't interfere with a bunch of other things. So we'll get started on this other piece now and try to get this set up and working just right. All right, we're set up here to do this radius on this end of this 1 inch drill rod. I'm going to just use a 1/2 inch corner rounding end mill to do this instead of setting up with my ball turner. We'll just do this real slow, take a little while, but we'll get her done. It's going to take a lot of oil on this, keep it good and lubed up. This is just slow here, but we'll get her. I'm running good and close to the chuck, so I won't get any chatter, but I'll still have to polish this up a little bit. I'm getting there. I'll try a little bit more here just to smooth that out a little bit. It's starting to chatter on me now. Can't tell, I'm almost right out the center on the end of here. It's starting to chatter on me because I'm getting too full of a cut here. I'll do some filing and stuff on that to smooth it out. But I think I'm going to call that good enough there. Just give me a round radius on there. It's just about perfect in the center. This has got to be drilled anyway in the center and tapped for a 5/16 set screw. So we're going to stop right there on this part. All right, I finished this piece up, just cut it off. I had that done yesterday, but I made this about 2 1/4, I think it is in length. I'm going to go ahead and drill and tap this hole over here to 5/16 18. I'm going to go down about 3/4 of an inch deep and then tap it out. I'm going to go down about 3/4 here. Let's see if I'm pretty straight. Looks pretty good this way. That way. Keep an eye on here, keep it straight. I just want to make sure I don't hit this other bolt in the back, but it looks like it should be all right. Okay, let me get a brush here so I can brush some of this stuff off here. Just brush it back this way out of the way here. Looks good so far. All right, there's my depth. I got to get my air hose over here and chamfer tool to chamfer that out. Give you a pause here. All right, I got that chamfered here off camera. I'm gonna start out with a spiral point tap and then go to spiral flute to finish it. Use a little bit of anchor lube on here. Works good on this cast. Just make sure I can, see if I can get this straight now. I'm straight. And I'm off this way a little bit. Get my loop out of the way here. Let's see, check it again here. It looks pretty good this way and this way. I can keep it going straight. Yeah, looks pretty good. Got her started, I think. Turn on my ratchet on this one. And hopefully she's going straight. Looking good so far. Probably can't see it going in there very good with my hands in the way, but I'm almost down there now. Then we'll clean that out and put the spiral fluid in there. I think I'll call that good for that one. All right, I'm going to make a little noise here and blow this out. My hose over here. All right, we'll see if we can finish that up with a spiral flute here. Yeah, all right, we'll get a little anchor lube on this one. I don't use this very much, but it is good on cast iron and stuff, or anything really. It's just that it's a little more messy than oil to clean up, but not bad. I think I'm hit bottom here. Let's see. Yep, that's bottom. I'm not twisting any tighter than that. There we go. All right, I'm going to clean up here, and we're going to get it set up, and we get set up here and mill this down a 1/2 inch, maybe touch over to 5/16 18 thread here. So I'm going to stop here for a minute, and we'll clean up and get ready for the next operation. All right, I'm set up here in a 1-inch collet on the hex collet block. I got to touch off here, and then we're going to take off, let's see, 0.688 to bring her down to my threading diameter of 5/16. So first of all, we're going to touch off here and get set up for the amounts. All right, that's my 0. We'll set the DRO up for this. Okay, and let's see, we got to go on the X 0.688. Okay, now we're going to do light cuts because this is not held really good. It's held enough for light cuts, but that's what I'm going to do here. Probably take, let me see, I'm at 688, go about 20 thousandths or so. Try that. Oh, I forgot to switch it. My direction here, no biggie. There we go. I got to check this again here on my touch off. Got to reset this here to 0. Okay, I'll get it right this time. I hit the feed, cross feed instead of the parallel with the ways feed here. All right, now we'll go, let's see. We'll about 20 thousandths or so in that area. See how she cuts. It's going to take a little while here. I'm going to do a check here. This says I still need to go about 40 thousandths, but I want to double check. $37.01. No, I'll just say 370, 0.370. So we'll do another calculation, maybe set the DR over and see how accurate this works. Well, my calculator is saying 57 thousandths. So I'm going to take this down to my 0 on the X on the DRO, and then that's 40, and then we'll do another check on that. All right, by rights, it should be 17 thousandths now. Let's see if all these measurements are coming out correctly. $330. Let's see what that comes out to. .330 minus 0.3125. 17.5 thousandths. Well, I'd like it to be maybe a thousandths under, not quite. It comes out to 17.5 thousandths. So we're gonna go, 17. Let's try this 17 here and a half maybe. Okay, dial her in. 10, 12, 16, 17. Got to go 18 because it don't matter. We'd rather have this thousandths under anyway on threading. So here we go. We'll check it after this one here. All right, see what we got. $31.28. I'll do a scratch pass on here. Do a scratch pass on here and then go to 0 on my carriage stop here and back out of it. All right, let's see what we wound up with here. Hopefully it gave me that roughly close to 18. 31.18. Okay. 1 thousandths under. That's perfect. Now we'll chamfer those off, and I need to get a little recess in here of some sort. I'll figure that out here in a minute as soon as we finish chamfering those. Well, let's go the other way so you can see better here. Okay, I'll move this out of the way, my carriage stop. Okay, I'm going to pause you here for a minute. I want to get some sort of a small recess down in here and then thread this. I'm just going to use a threading die for this. All right, I've got my 5/16 18 die in here. Put a little pressure with the tailstock against it, get it started. And we're just going to do this by hand here with a crescent wrench. Once I get her started good, I'll be all right. Seems like it's starting now. Make her keep a little pressure against her. Once I get in a little bit further, I'll relieve the pressure on the tailstock. Let me see if I got her started here. I'm not positive on this. It's trying. I think it's in there, but you know these dies, they're a pain in the ass sometimes. Nope, that's what I thought. Still not getting her started. Keep pressure against it. Might be going there. Might have it now, hopefully. Okay, let's move the tailstock out of the way here. Going now, I believe. I got my wrench too tight now. Throw a little more oil on here. Once I get it all the way in, I'll reverse it, finish up the thread as close as I can to the shoulder there. I guess you can't see me here. I wasn't paying attention. I'll try to relieve my hands out of the way here. me get this tailstock out of the way some more here. Don't have to stare at the rod sticking out there. All right, better. Almost, I think I'm about there. Yeah, that's good. We'll take that off and reverse it. Now that looks like it. I'm going to pause here. We'll get this broke down and we'll go to the next operation to finish this up. All right, here's my setup to drill and ream this 3/8 hole here. I'm going to go 1/1000 over on that. I've got my touch probe in here to center this up. I've got a line marked here where I want the center of the 3/8 hole. This is my setup here to stabilize this better with this tailstock for the mill, which works on the divider head and stuff like that. Anyway, this worked good, so I can put pressure on that without tweaking it in the collet, which is only a 5/16 collet. So first of all, we'll start out with checking this probe out and get her centered up. These work pretty good. You don't have to have the mill or anything running. Looks pretty good there. Back it. Go forward here. So when you see the light come on, it should be zeroed. I'll double check it. All right, let me zero that out and see if I come back to that spot again. Yep, close enough. Now we'll go over and do the other side. Do it half on the Y. Okay, let's see, half, Y half, 5709. Okay, I'll lock my Y-axis down. There's the center. Get rid of this touch probe. I want to find that line with my center that I made. You just barely see the line. I don't know if you can see it. A little glare off there. That looks like it right there. Okay, we'll lock the X down now. We're going to bore this out and ream it to 3/8, actually 3.376. Good enough. Get my spotting drill in there and spot that. I guess first thing I better do quickly is turn the power on. I didn't turn it on yet. All right, I'm going to go through this with a quarter, and then my, let me see, what was that, 23/64 bit for my ream size. All right, what I like doing here from doing a bunch of reaming and drilling, I want to use some oil. I put something, paper towel or something down there to catch the excess oil and stuff and grit. Give her a little shot here. I like using the peck method on here because my vacuum cleaner picks up the small stuff and the big stringy stuff. It just plugs up the vacuum. So you're better off just to make smaller chips out of here. Yeah, we're just poking through. All right. Now we'll take this out and put the 23/64 bit in there, run it a little slower. I like step drilling because it don't, on the bigger bits, it don't put such, you don't have to put such force on the bit to get through a hole. This is going right through real nice. There we go. All right, we'll put that out and we'll chamfer this now. Yeah, that looks pretty good right there. All right, now I get set up and ream this out. Okay, what I'm going to have to do is probably drop the table down now. Yeah, we'll drop the table down a little ways here. All right, that should do it. Now I'm going to run this slower than that. We'll go in back gears and run her a lot slower. Go. Run her about 150 RPMs here. All right. Okay, I'm going to flip this over and we will chamfer the other end of the hole there. Okay. Should be able to just flip that block and shove it in against the center there. Brush that off a little. Okay, that should line it. Yep, it's nice again here. Out of the shove that up against there. Only went 90. I needed to go 180. Wasn't paying attention here. There we go. Now we'll change back out of back gears and slow this down a little bit. See if I got enough here to transfer. Just barely. All right, that should stop or finish this segment up here. We got to go do some test fitting. Then I've got to probably put it in lathe here, and I'll bore and tap this to 5/16 18 for the set screw to hold the 3/8 drill rod in place. Okay, excuse me. On this video, I'm going to have to make a two-parter because I'm well over 90 minutes or so with all these clips. I will edit out a lot, but I still need to cut it in half, make a two-parter on it. The first one will be part one, and then I'll follow up in a few days with part two. All right, hope you enjoyed part one.